Have you ever woken up in a cold sweat, heart pounding, convinced that the dream you just had wasn't just a random flicker of your subconscious? That it meant something real? A warning, perhaps, or a glimpse into the chaos waiting just beyond the veil of sleep? I'm your channel name, and tonight, we're diving into the shadowy world of strange dreams. Ones that feel too vivid, too prophetic. These aren't just bedtime stories. They're whispers from folklore across cultures, tales of visions that foretold disasters, deaths, and destinies. And what if I told you they might be connected? 3 intertwined nightmares from ordinary people, rooted in ancient beliefs that unraveled into terrifying truths. Stick around. But if you feel a chill down your spine, maybe set an alarm for dawn. Let's start with Eleanor, a quiet schoolteacher in a foggy coastal town in 19th century New England. Folklore from those Puritan shores often spoke of dreamwalkers, restless spirits who wandered the night, weaving fates into uneasy sleep. Eleanor dismissed such old wives' tales until one autumn night in 1847. She dreamed of the Atlantic surging like a wrathful beast, dark waves slamming against weathered docks, devouring clapboard houses whole. In the dream, she stood on a splintering wharf, gripping a locket with her brother's sepia portrait. A voice, hollow as the wind through gravestones, murmured from the spray, "The deep reclaims its own." She woke gasping, the briny sting of sea air inexplicably heavy in her attic room miles from the harbor. Brushing it off as nerves from grading papers by candlelight, Eleanor carried on with her routines. But the dream haunted her, replaying in shards. The locket's chain breaking, her brother's face melting into the foam. 2 weeks later, a telegraph clattered in. Her brother, aware, had disappeared off Cape Cod in a freak nor'easter. The harbor master's log, a rogue tide, fiercer than any recorded, that swallowed 4 ships without a trace. Eleanor never breathed a word of it, but neighbors murmured she was marked by the dreamwalkers. Coincidence? Or had her mind snagged on some ethereal line, reeling the future's frayed edges into sight? Hold that thought. Because Eleanor's locket, it drifted ashore days later, chained unbroken, tangled in the fist of a drowned sailor who wasn't her kin. Now, fast forward a century, to the steamy bayous of rural Louisiana in the 1950s. Here, folklore casts dreams as whispers from the bayou, ghostly echoes from ancestors guarding against the world as hidden rot. Enter Elias, a sugarcane farmer whose kin had worked the same muddy fields since the old plantations crumbled. One humid evening, as cicadas droned like funeral bells, Elias dreamed of his hometown drowned not in floodwaters, but in flames. Fire licked across the swamps, torching shotgun shacks, while spectral shapes family with sunken eyes clawed toward him from the blaze. At the dream's core loomed an ancient live oak, its Spanish moss twisting like nooses, and from its bark oozed a single bead of midnight oil. A young voice keened, "The roots hold what the blood lets go." Elias jerked awake to the drip of real rain on his tin porch, chalking it up to swamp fever. But that oak gnawed at him the very tree shading his granddaddy's plot. Days blurred into restless routine until, at a crawfish boil, the bolt hit. Not the clouds, but the ground. A buried pipeline, forgotten since the oil boom, ruptured in a hellish eruption. The inferno raged, scorching all but the live oak which stood steadfast, as if its roots had quenched the blaze. By some miracle, Elias's folks made it through, sheltered beneath those same branches, but sifting the cinders, they unearthed a keepsake. Eleanor's locket, lodged in the clay, its face scratched with a faint sketch of New England shores. How it journeyed south, no soul could say. Elias buried it deep, dreading the dreams had spun a grander snare one linking souls through storm and soil. And that snare coils tighter in our final strand, drawing us to present-day New York, where urban legends stir ancient dreads amid concrete and code. Consider Lena, a software engineer, plagued by echo dreams, visions whispered to be digital phantoms ricocheting through our shared mind. Last winter, Lena dreamed of a bridge buckling beneath a horde of shades commuters locked in place, their cries muffled by pixelated snow. She was there, smartphone clutched tight, swiping through an infinite stream of faces that stuttered like errors. Her departed mother's grin, a passerby's desperate wave, the span's cables severed like the locket's clasp, and from the abyss sprouted that same live oak, its moss now fiber optics, throbbing with dark sap, that formed a single command. Remember, pegged as burnout. Lena filed the nightmare away, until the alert pinged. A ransomware hit paralyzed the Brooklyn Bridge's traffic grid, stranding drivers in ghostly quiet. No plunge, but echoes of catastrophe, people immobilized, screens locked on images of the vanished. Back in her walk-up, flipping through faded Polaroids, Lena uncovered it, her grandma's yarns of a Louisiana field hand who passed a haunted locket to a GI's sweetheart during the war. It rested in a junk drawer, chain fractured, threads of destiny knotted. So, what binds these strange dreams? Folklore from New England's coasts to Louisiana's bayous to our neon-veined world. Hints they no fluke stay. Alerts from the ether, tethering the living to the lost. Eleanor's surge, Elias's blaze, Lena's flicker, each a harp, each dropping a token that spanned states, scorning sense. Premonitions, shared scars seeping into rest, or something primordial, urging that the truth in our dreams never truly slumbers. If this chilled you, smash that like button and subscribe for more murmurs from the dark. And drop in the comments, what's the wildest dream that's ever played out for you? Did it shield you or drag you under? Sweet dreams or not? Until next time, I'm your channel name, signing off from the brink of repose.